People that work hard can pass people that are very talented. But when talent starts working hard, it like excels, goes to another level. So, and I don't see myself as the most talented out there, but I am the hardest worker, without a doubt.
The best heavyweight kickboxer on the planet. He is the reigning and defending, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, the king of kickboxing, Rico Verhoeven.
Well, you put the best heavyweights in the world against Rico, and he's won every single time.
How does the world look like Rico's still champion? Hopefully another good fight coming up versus whoever. And yeah, I think what I hope most is that this whole sport keeps evolving and keeps going to the next level. Sometimes we're so strongly holding to the past, like, oh, that was so much better. Or back then we had this and that was so much better than what we have right now. But we are living today. So just embrace everything you have, embrace that you're healthy, embrace the lessons that life teaches us, and just keep moving forward and stay happy.
From one end of the spectrum to the other. Well, it's been 7.5 years since Rico last tasted defeat. It's going on 6.5 years since Gokhan Saki has stepped into the glory ring. And he has every intention of reaching glory one more time.
Here is Gokhan Saki.
My name is Gokhan Saki. I'm fighting for Mike's Gym Amsterdam, and I'm from Turkey. Him out. Punch, kicks, left hook, left high kick. You don't have chance. No chance. Zero chance. The story is like 1 week ago, Mike called me. I was in Dubai on holidays, and he asked me if I want to fight.
Because we were training now for a couple of weeks already, but a little bit in the secrecy. And I said, yeah, sure, why not?
Normally you train 10 weeks for a training camp. I did not have that time, but I was training already without pressure. And I was training hard. I'm not 100% prepared, but for fighting, we are ready every day, every moment.
Saki's getting ready. You know, is he 100% ready? I don't think so, but he's ready enough to fight.
Yeah, Mike is also the trainer in kickboxing for me, who can make me believe, come back and make good fights again.
As you saw today, he's very sharp, very eager, and he really wants to fight. And I think that's what the people came for. You know, how do you know if you're 100% ready?
Why I'm gonna win? Because I'm the better fighter. I'm the better fighter. He's a good fighter. So I know he's training hard, but in kickboxing quality, I'm much better than him. And if we don't force, if we wait with patience, we do what we need to do, I will get him. I will catch him, 100%.
Can the Rebel return to past glory? We'll find out in his return at Glory Collision. So before Rico and Jamal take the ring again in their bitter rivalry, we'll look back one more time at the King and the Goliath at Glory Redemption when we return.
I was still a youngster. I made a mistake, got hit, dropped.
The King still reigns supreme.
It's 1-1. I want to fight Rico again.
The boss right now. You know, I'm the king of the jungle. And if he wants it, try and come and get it, baby.
I'm the Goliath, man. I know I can do this.
Welcome back to Glory's Collision 3 Special. I'm Todd Grisham. In December of 2017 at Glory Redemption, Rico Verhoeven and Jamal bin Sadiq finally fought in their long-awaited battle for the heavyweight title. And they did not disappoint as we look back on this instant classic.
My first professional fight was against Rico Verhoeven in 2011. I beat him on knockout.
It's a long time ago, man. I was an upcoming talent. You gotta take a loss to become a boss. And I'm the boss right now. You know, I'm the king of the jungle. And if he wants it, try and come and get it, baby.
He's a strong, good athlete. But I'm a fighter, and I come to fight. And I come to knock people out.
It happens, ladies and gentlemen, December 10th in Rotterdam. Rico Verhoeven and Jamal bin Sadiq.
And now, Glory Heavyweight Champion of the World, Rico Verhoeven!
Rico Verhoeven finally has gold around his waist. He is the new Glory Heavyweight Champion.
So you've seen nothing from Jamal bin Sadiq that would worry you at all if you were to fight him?
Nothing.
Jamal bin Sadiq!
You know what I want, yes? I have said it yesterday. I want Rico, man. I waited too long for this. I beat him once, so where is Rico? Come into the ring, man, come.
Zou je anders moeten vechten?
Ja, geen probleem, dan ga ik het anders zeggen.
Rico.
Je hebt 29 acties gemaakt in heel de wedstrijd.
Ik heb 3. Ik heb 3 win ik.
Dat is wel zin. Dat is wel zin, vriend. Dat is wel een vriend. Dat is wel een vriend. Nee, je kan krachttraining doen wat je wil. Gaat niet helpen. Gaat niet helpen.
Gaat zien wat ik voor jou ga.
Gaat niet helpen. Badder doet het niet. Jij doet het niet.
Fuck Badder, man. Wie is Badder, man? Wie is hij?
Ja?
Fuck hem, man.
Niemand doet het niet.
Fuck jou. Je gaat zien wat ik voor jou ga.
Alright, guys, alright.
For me, this isn't even a challenge. People saw this fight. How boring was this fight? I almost fell asleep.
Fuck him, you know, I beat him once. It's nothing. He told me Badder did this, Badder did that. I am not Badder, man. I am knock you once. I was a little boy.
Let's make it happen, man. I'm ready for this guy. I'm ready for any guy. But if he wants it, let's do it. We got this.
Good afternoon, Rotterdam. How you guys doing?
Gonna scare the shit out of this guy.
Same thing. And now fighting for the belt.
Please welcome to the stage the challenger for Glory's World Heavyweight Championship, the Goliath, Jamal bin Sadiq.
It will happen again. I will knock him out.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world today, Rico Verhoeven.
5 keer 3 minuten is een hel. Ga ik hem uitwringen en ik ga, ook al weet ik dat hij in de derde ronde of de vierde ronde eruit kan, in de 24e minuut, de allerlaatste minuut van die 5e ronde, dan pas ga ik hem knock-out slaan.
All right, let's have our big stare down. Court, good luck keeping these guys apart. Here we go.
If he feels the pressure and he knows that I'm not a fighter that he had the last couple of fights, and he know it, and he have pressure, and I can see it in his eyes.
And you saw him breaking under the pressure. There is no other reason why you start shouting, spitting, and doing some crazy shit, getting angry for nothing.
One thing is for sure, that 9 December is going to be 2-0.
Definitely I'm gonna enjoy more the suffering I'm gonna give him between the 4th and the 5th round, because it's gonna be tough.
But it don't gonna last for 5 rounds. So let him think about 5 rounds.
It happens December 9th, ladies and gentlemen. Jamal bin Sadiq versus Rico Verhoeven for the Glory World Heavyweight Championship. We'll see you in Rotterdam.
I expect a rematch like we saw last time.
Those two fighters made for each other. As for our main event, there is the king of kickboxing, Rico Verhoeven. He looks for his 15th straight Glory win tonight. As for his opponent, it's the challenger, the Goliath, Jamal bin Sadiq.
Yeah, and he's going to really look on landing that big power shot he did 6 years ago. He's confident, his team's confident. Let's see what package bin Sadiq brings.
A lot of bad blood between these two. There he is, a mountain of a man, 6'8", 264 pounds, Jamal bin Sadiq, and as intimidating as he looks on the outside, inside he's just as fragile as the rest of us. A cancer survivor, Jamal was once near death's door. He beat that disease and tonight vows to beat Verhoeven and dedicate his performance to those battling cancer around the world.
A second meeting between these two, as one looks for respect, the other for redemption. It's time for glory!
Any questions? Touch gloves if you like. Rico never fights with emotion, but he's full of it tonight. He vows to knock Big Ben out. Can Goliath slay Rico? Here we go. 5 rounds for the heavyweight championship of the world. Right hand almost found the target by Big Ben.
And it was the first fight. It was Rico throwing a low kick.
Right,
Ben Sadiq caught him.
Right. Whoa, a couple of headbutts.
Trouble. He shakes his head no. This crowd says yes. The
borderline disaster for the champ. And again, a stiff jab from the Goliath. So round one. Holy smokes. Round two.
Jamal Ben Sadiq did lose some weight for this fight, probably to keep that pace for 5 rounds.
His glove touched the canvas, and there's a nice jab from Rico, which gets an ooh and an ah from this crowd.
Yeah, he found that in that second round, because Rico goes southpaw, attack with the hands. Once you switch southpaw and you're an orthodox fighter, your defense isn't as good.
A close round 3 between Rico and Jamal. In round 1, it was Sadiq who was marching down Rico, but now Sadiq fighting backwards.
He's trying to drop him in, pull him into that right hand.
Sadiq's corner should know that Verhoeven is up 2 rounds to 1. Perhaps Sadiq needs to be a bit more aggressive.
Yeah, if he has it in the tank, he's got to find it.
Sadiq basically needs at least a knockdown, if not a knockout here in the 5th round.
Yeah, he's going to need more than a knockdown. If it's a draw, it goes to the champion.
Oh, and a left hook connects for Sadiq. Couple jabs and a right hand. How about Rico bringing the fight into the Goliath?
Yeah, even though
some complain that Rico's not a closer, he's not a finisher, he's not a knockout artist. Is he going to prove everybody wrong here? The head kick started this sequence, an overhand right, and another one. Oh, Sadiq's against the ropes. It's a standing 8.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
The mandatory 8 count.
Gloves up.
Rico promised a knockout in the 5th round. Is he going to get it? Sadiq rattled. Sadiq is out on his feet. It's all over. It's all over. Rico Verhoeven.
Just as Rico predicted, he wanted to take this fight into the 5th round and get the finish in the 5th round, and he did just that.
The king still reigns supreme. What a fight! Rico Verhoeven, the heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah, once he found that right hand, he just kept following it, and it was that cumulative damage from all those punches that put Ben Sadiq to the mat.
What a closing sequence for Rico Verhoeven. He took Jamal into deep water, and he drowned him.
And it was redemption. I had something to settle with this guy, and I settled it.
Well, the table's been set, and Collision 3 is looking to be another in a long list of epic Glory events. Preceding Collision 3, Glory 79 will take place, featuring 4 fights in 4 weight classes. That is followed by Glory Collision 3, and what a card we have for you. For our main event for the heavyweight title, Gokhan Saki returns to the Glory ring after a 7-year absence when he faces James McSweeney. And finally, the heavyweight world title is on the line when Rico Verhoeven looks to defend for his 10th straight time as he faces Jamal Big Ben Sadiq in the 3rd fight of their trilogy, tied at 1 fight apiece. Glory Collision 3 is exclusively available on pay-per-view at gloryfights.com. You can purchase and stream the pay-per-view live from anywhere in the world. Glory 79, which precedes Glory Collision 3, will be available for free at gloryfights.com, as well as Glory's Facebook and YouTube channels. Well, that'll do it for the Glory Collision special. My name is Todd Grisham. Don't forget, we're just a few hours away from Glory Collision 3. Order it now, live and exclusively on pay-per-view at gloryfights.com. But first things first, it's Glory 79, and that starts right now.
I was still a youngster. I made a mistake, got hit, dropped.
it's 1-1. I want to fight Rico again.
Boss right now. You know, I'm the king of the jungle, and if he wants it, try and come and get it, baby.
I'm the Goliath, man. I know I can do this.
We are live about an hour east of Amsterdam, the birthplace, the home, the mecca of kickboxing. We're in Arnhem at the Heldra Dome, and what a night it is going to be, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Todd Grisham, alongside the former Glory welterweight champion of the world, Joseph Valtellini. I got the feels.
Yeah.
I got the feels, Joe.
Every time I come to this arena, it feels big, it feels right. There's so much action and excitement, man. I'm pumped for tonight.
All right, so the Glory Collision 3 pay-per-view starts in about 2 hours. But before that, we'll have Glory 79. But first things first, let's talk about Collision 3, which you can see exclusively on gloryfights.com, and, of course, the heavyweight title.
Yeah, that's the trilogy fight we're all excited for. I mean, the first fight, Jamal Ben Sadiq ended up knocking out Rico. Rico comes back, finished him in the second fight. So this trilogy has a lot on the line.
And also, it's the return of Gokhan Saki, the Rebel. More on Collision 3 throughout this broadcast, but you're going to get 4 fights absolutely for free at Glory 79. Which one are you most excited about?
Well, it's got to be seeing Hamisha right away, because I think Hamisha's got that finishing ability that we're all excited for, but nothing really excites me more than Adegboy and Plazibat. 2 big boys wanting to knock each other out.
So you'll see those 4 fights, and we'll roll it right into the pay-per-view, which starts at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. You can purchase the stream for $19.99, $17.99, or $24.99, but depending on where you are in the world. So here is that fight card: Aleem Nabiev and Troy Jones, Alexei Ulanov, Sergey Adamchuk, Baker versus Serkan Koplovinsky versus Bruno Gazzani.
Yeah, the fight I think I'm most intrigued for in this one has to be Nabiev and Troy Jones, both coming off, you know, a loss in their career, so they're motivated to get back, and either of these guys are definitely in line for title contention.
2 Americans on the card, including Matt Baker and Troy Jones. Let's talk first about the man nicknamed the Butcher, who's won 3 of his last 4 in Glory.
Yeah, the Butcher, very tall, big frame, and I mean, just the way he fights, you're going to see a lot of action. I mean, I'm really high on Matt Baker. I think with a little bit more experience, he's going to hit that top of the division. You can see that everything he throws with bad intentions. He's got good hands, but he uses his height and reach very well. So you'll see him use his kicks and his knees. And I know going into this fight, he thinks his kicks are going to be a big advantage for him.
Let's talk now about Troy Jones, fighting out of Minnesota, USA. Tons of skills and only 1 loss to Myrtle Grunard.
Yeah, I mean, he's a power puncher, and he's a really good technician. The way he sets up his finishes, he's good with level changes, spectacular offense all the time, but nothing better than that nasty head kick that introduced Troy Jones to the world.
Yeah, one of the KOs of the year for sure. Now, as we turn to the featherweight division, not many better than these 2 guys. It's a rematch between Alexei Ulanov and Sergey Adamchuk.
Yeah, right off the bat, when you see these 2 names, you know it's going to be a technical fight. And again, from their previous fight, just as we predicted, man, it was such a back-and-forth game. You saw Adamchuk really come out trying to use his kicks, but Ulanov, good at blocking them, good countering, and just kept returning fire, which made this fight really interesting. So what's going to happen this time? I think a lot of guys know they have to be active, and Ulanov told us going into this, he's going to be first and he's going to finish last.
Yeah, Alexei Ulanov feels very upset about that split decision win for Adamchuk. Vows revenge tonight. But let's talk about Aleem Nabiev. We mentioned Troy Jones. Aleem Nabiev, the professor, one of the best in the division, a 2-time title challenger.
Yeah, very technical, very good, and unorthodox is the key when talking about Aleem Nabiev. He switches stances, he uses his feints well, and it's a really tricky style for anyone he fights.
Let's hear from both discombatants as they prepare for the main event of Glory 79.
После этого боя, если, дай бог, я одержу победу над Трой Джонсом, я хочу снова подраться за титул чемпиона Glory. Я думаю, что в этот раз у меня есть большие шансы стать чемпионом. И я думаю, это мое время. 2 раза я дошел до финала. И у меня не получилось выиграть пояс, но в этот раз у меня есть хорошая мотивация. И слава богу, у меня все хорошо. Я думаю, что в этот раз пояс.
Yeah, once I beat him, I want to be back in the title conversation because with the full camp. Before my last title shot, I had got it on 2 weeks' notice after I knocked out somebody in Miami. And I want a full camp. I want to be able to properly prepare for a title fight and not feel rushed into it. But as a competitor, I will never turn down anything just because you never know when your next opportunity is going to come. So I'm going to take it, and I'm going to take it in stride, whether it's on 2 weeks or 8 weeks. I'm going to just be ready. That's what I pride myself on being ready at all times. So after I knock him out, we're going to get back in that title conversation.
Cannot wait for that fight. And on such a special evening, we've got the who's who of the kickboxing world in attendance, including our very own Remy Bonyaski, who's standing by with Mark Schaap.
Yeah, thanks, Todd. It's great to be back here at the Gelderdome. And I'm here, of course, with the former 3 times K1 world champion, Remy Bonyaski. Remy, we have a wonderful evening in front of us. Give us your thoughts about the night.
Mark, I'm so happy. I'm so happy to be here. I'm excited for Collision 3. We have seen it with Collision 2, a stacked card, and now again here in Gelderdome. Man, I'm really excited for this evening.
Yeah, we're going to start, of course, with Glory 79. 4 fights. What's your favorite pick?
Well, my favorite pick will be Nabiev. Alim Nabiev versus Troy Jones. These guys are, they have different styles of fighting. Nabiev, very accurate, moving a lot, playing with his opponent. And Troy Jones, he has a fantastic high kick. I'm looking forward to that.
Awesome. I can see you're excited. That makes 2 of us. Todd, back to you. It's time to get things started.
Yeah, I'm excited too. We're all excited. How about we all shut up and we start watching some fights? Glory 79 starts right now.
The top stand-up fighters in the world gather again on the sport's biggest stage. From Brazil to Bulgaria, from the U.S. to the Ukraine. Here for Glory 79 Arnhem, featuring East versus West battles in the featherweight and welterweight divisions. All of our bouts tonight sanctioned by the Fight Sport Organization of Holland. Alex Engelhardt is with us ringside.
We got Stoyan here with Big Mike, giving him the sponge splash to wake him up. Keys to glory here. For me, it's Stoyan. He's got to use that reach. I know he's crashing that distance, but that's where Gazani's trying to clinch up on him. Take those little angles and try to mix those kicks and knees up the middle. Are a smart key for him. And I like Big Mike telling him always go to the body. The Brazilian needs that non-stop pressure. Keep coming forward. It's got to add up as the round goes on. Keep those combinations going and try to mix his own knees up the middle. Try to end and counter back with his own low kicks.
Just over an hour and 40 minutes until Glory's Collision 3, headlined by Rico versus Jamal. GloryFights.com. 5 Glory girls here tonight. You know it's big proceedings. Expecting well over 15,000 here tonight, approaching maybe 20,000 at the Helder Dome in Arnhem. But you hear added in the we're big on the.
I feel like your Dutch is getting better. You've been here enough where it's getting better.
Well, Dankevel. But how about the output from both these fighters?
Yeah, it's a good fight, firefight. Basically draw the line in the sand.
High kick from Stoyan, blocked nicely by Bruno. Yeah, there's no rest for Bruno's opponent. You better keep going.
Yeah, you see what happened there. Stoyan wanted to take a little breather, tried to circle out. Gazani followed him right away. And there's those knees I like from Gazani.
And our open scoring on display there. All 5 judges giving the Bulgarian the first round.
Yeah, he was a little bit more active, landing the cleaner shots, the bigger shots. But this is where I'm starting to see that Gazani pressure start adding up, right? Stoyan, not as much maybe pop happening.
Good low kick there, almost swept Koplovinsky off his feet. And again, Gazani does not let him rest.
Yeah, I like that Gazani low kick. And it looks like he goes to the calf too. He's mixing up those levels.
It's a shame. It's like 2 girls in high school wearing the same dress to the prom. The exact same trunks.
Well, what would they do? Maybe fight each other and see who can wear it or not. So that's what they're doing now.
Minute and a half to go here in round 2. Gazani, 67 professional wins, unbeaten here in Glory. Much less experience for the sniper. He only has 12 pro wins.
Yeah, 9 of those, 9 of his fights in his career have been in Glory. So experienced here, fought big names, Josh Johnsey, Jiraiya. He's fought Beztadi.
Push kick there from Stoyan.
Break.
Good right hand for Gazani.
Yeah, Stoyan came back though. That left kick, that Stoyan left kick is dangerous. And what he'll do sometimes, he level changes with it. I think that's what he's got to do. Hit the body, then go back upstairs.
Bruno complaining about Stoyan leading with the head, and he is warned by the referee.
Break. Heads up.
Stoyan throwing that left head kick over and over. Gazani seems to block it every time.
Yeah, I mean, Stoyan now trying to hit moving backwards is a good strategy as well. Because you see after Stoyan kicks, Gazani steps right forward again. No time to breathe.
Break.
A little bit of concern perhaps in the corner of Bruno. Oh, step forward, big jab there from Gazani.
Yeah, that's a nice spearing jab, I call that.
Stop.
Let's take a look at the number 5 ranked lightweight in the world. A face full of water for him as he prepares for round 3. His biggest moment by far when he won the lightweight contender tournament at Glory 49 in Rotterdam. He also holds a Marine Navigator's license. He can drive those big old boats.
Back here, but you need to step back here because that's where you get hit. Yes?
His opponent, Bruno Gazani, looking a little fatigued here in between rounds. Former Road to Glory champion, knees. That was his best strike tonight, using that low kick really well. But one of his more impressive wins would have had to have been his last fight against Mohamed Hendouf. That was a non-stop back and forth action fight, so he's used to these style of fights. So this 3rd round's gonna need to be a big one for him.
Gazani usually excels in the third round when his opponent starts to falter. Let's see if that's the case here in the final 3 minutes. Again, a clean sweep for Stoyan, so a knockdown is needed here for Gazani.
Yep, Bruno has that pressure, but he needs to put a little bit more of the strikes together. Because although sometimes Stoyan moving backwards, he's still landing well. I like that left hand work of Stoyan. Good jab, digs to the body.
Downstairs again for Stoyan.
He's mixing that left uppercut as well. That's what I call the intelligent lead hand.
Bruno's punches just don't have the same steam that Stoyan's do.
Yeah, I mean, a good shot for Gazani could be a nice overhand right when Kropyvnytsky digs to the body, just kind of counter upstairs.
Just as you said that, it was Stoyan that landed an overhand right.
Stoyan's still got some good pop in his strikes.
Stoyan in superb condition.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You can probably tell from his 12-pack. Gazani can't afford to stay outside on this guy either. He's got to get back in. Total strikes fairly even between these two, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, it's Stoyan landing the cleaner shots, so I think that's the story of this fight. Gazani's not out. Still throwing, still coming forward.
Gazani's still waiting to land that big shot, that game-changing punch or kick. He's scoring, Joe.
Yeah, but like you mentioned, there's not enough pop in it to do that damage right now, so. Oh, inside low kick.
Jabbing right hand from Bruno. Almost ate that spinning back kick. Yeah, Bruno looks a little more tired than I've seen him in past fights.
Yeah, I agree. But it could also be the way Stoyan kind of going in.
You know, when you've been hit, what, 30, 40 times.
And you got to think, where's Stoyan hitting? The body, knees, punches, kicks, digging. So emptying that tank of Gazani with those body shots.
Yeah, Kropyvnytsky with 73 landed strikes right now. Gazani with 58. It just was not Gazani's night. Stoyan Kropyvnytsky's game plan worked to perfection. Good effort for both these fighters.
Yeah, and I like that. You know, Stoyan we thought was going to stay long, but what do you see? Him pressuring, staying in the fight to make it an exciting fight. Good game plan.
Yep, sorry, Joe.
I was just saying, good game plan. I'm impressed.
The decision from our opener is up next.
I was still a youngster. I made a mistake, got hit, dropped.
The king still reigns supreme.
It's 1-1. I want to fight Rico again.
The boss right now. You know, I'm the king of the jungle. And if he wants it, try and come and get it, baby.
I'm the Goliath, man. I know I can do this.
Welcome you back to Arnhem, the Netherlands, and the new home for all Glory pay-per-views as well as all our classic fights, gloryfights.com. That's where you can buy tonight's pay-per-view. jump into our highlights from our opener between Brazil's Bruno Gazzani and Bulgaria's Stoyan Koplevinsky.
Yeah, a lot of pressure, good volume, non-stop, back and forth. But Stoyan just had a little bit more pop to his punches. Good with mixing his levels, mixing his strikes. But Gazzani continued to pressure, tried to get inside, close that distance, land his punches. But Stoyan was too good at getting the better of the exchanges, popping a little bit more, trying to stay just ahead on the judges' scorecard. But like I just mentioned, you know, Stoyan, we thought was going to stay long, mix angles, but he brought the fight to Gazzani. He wanted to bring the action from the start and had a pretty impressive performance.
Here are the final statistics as we look at our strike count. 85 of 199 was Stoyan compared to 70 of 197 for Bruno.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout goes the distance, so we go to the judges' scorecard. All 5 of our ringside judges see the bout and score the bout the same, 30-27, a unanimous decision. All for your winner, Stoyan Koplevinsky.
Well, Joe, about what we thought it would be.
Yeah, 30-27, good fight.
Let's go into the ring now and Mark Schaff.
Yes, guys, I'm here with your winner, Stoyan Koplevinsky. Stoyan, that was a wonderful performance, a lot of output. What do you think of your performance?
I was prepared very hard, you know, same like always. So I think it was a good fight. Bruno is a strong opponent. I think I have to show, I can show much more to Glory friends. So keep supporting me and you'll see much more better performance.
Yeah, your coach, Mike, he was very certain that you won. Were you as certain as he?
I was thinking maybe the second round was like 50-50. But when he told me it's all for me, I was like a little bit more, you know, good for me.
There were a lot of cheers out of the audience for you. What do you want to say to your fans?
Благодаря на всички българи в залата. Да живее България! I thank all the Bulgarians in the hall.
Thank you. Congratulations. This is your winner, Stoyan Koplevinsky. Back to you, Todd.
So a much-needed win for Stoyan, who gets back to 500 in Glory, improves to 13-5 overall. Coming up later, it is the rematch. Russia's Alexei Ulyanov, who lost a split decision in their first fight, vows revenge against Ukraine's Sergey Adamchuk, one of the most fit and determined fighters on the Glory roster. But up next, it's the debut of Serkan Ozkaglayan, the cousin of a man named Gokhan Saki, who we'll see on our pay-per-view tonight. He'll be facing Matt Baker, who hopes with a win tonight, he'll crack the top 5 in the rankings.
Personally, to be part of the company so long and to start at Glory 23 and be fighting for so long and representing, to me, it means a lot. It just means I feel like I've put America on my back and tried to improve and show as much as I can. I've been here since my pro debut. I'm the only one that's come since pro debut, from the Tambark in my area, Bay Area, to now rank 4 in the world. That's me. There's no one else in the roster that's done that from what I know. And man, it means the world. So I just keep being me and showing up, and I'm not going anywhere anytime soon.
I think from the 40 fights, I have 38 fights on the heavyweight. I was 113 kilo, and I knocked many people out. And I think in the middleweight it's gonna be the same thing, because I lost weight but not lost my power. I respect Matt Baker, but I want to give him everything what I got, and I don't think he's gonna make the 3rd round. And if he make it, he have a lucky day in the Netherlands.
Also coming up later tonight on our Collision 3 pay-per-view, it's the return of Gokhan Saki, who's back in a Glory ring for the first time in 7 years.
Here is Gokhan Saki.
My name is Gokhan Saki. I'm fighting for Mike's Gym, Amsterdam, and I'm from Turkey. I'm gonna knock him out. If I don't feel the pressure, it doesn't feel special. I like to fight when I'm under pressure. I need this pressure. That makes me sharper. I will get him.
We next turn our attention to the middleweight division of Glory and about scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. This Turkish talent steps through the gory ropes for the very first time. Please welcome Serkan Özkaglian.
Serkan Özkaglian, 40-6, Joe, with 32 knockouts. It may be his Glory debut, but plenty of experience.
Yeah, and this is actually first time here at middleweight. He was used to fighting at heavyweight. I mean, coming down 2 divisions here to fight. I mean, he says, I lost the weight, but I didn't lose the power. So he feels his power is going to be the advantage in this fight.
Said, if I land clean, you're going to sleep. Put Matt Baker on notice here tonight.
Yeah, Serkan's also a southpaw, good puncher, doesn't take a step back, so these are going to be a very tough fight here for Matt Baker.
Born and raised in Den Haag, the Netherlands, to parents who immigrated from Turkey, he had a beautiful childhood, as he said to us. Was not raised in sort of the urban war zone environment, which starts many young fighters on their path. But his cousin, Gökhan Saki, made him fall in love with the sport, and now he's creating a path of his own.
After a successful debut in Las Vegas, this California native went on to win 3 of his first 4 Glory appearances. Here comes Matt Baker.
Here comes the Butcher, and Joey's only 30 years old, which is hard to believe considering he made his Glory debut way back in Las Vegas at Glory 23.
Yeah, and that's actually when I made my commentary debut, so I got to sit and watch Matt Baker live, and I was really impressed from him, even at that moment, how tall he was, you know, how composed he was, and how he used his head kicks and his level changes, and I think from then, we constantly see him improve, and I think that's the biggest thing with Baker. His hands have improved, the way he mixes his kicks and knees. He's now a full, complete kickboxer.
Said he was a great baseball player growing up, but then happened to see a Peter Ertz highlight and was just blown away. He said, from that moment on, I put the bat down and picked the gloves up. Matt, the Butcher Baker, 24-7 with 12 KOs. 30 years old, as I mentioned, 6'6". He's got a 4-inch height advantage and a 5-inch reach advantage over Turkey's Serkan Özkaglian.
With the professional experience, the big edge going to the Turkish Özkaglian. You know, Matt Baker, 31 fights on it, but a lot of those were amateurs. He really doesn't have as many pro fights as many people know. So let me tell you, he's may not have the experience, but his mindset is really strong, and I think that's going to be a big advantage for him coming in.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in Glory's middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the black corner, this former Dutch heavyweight champion drops to middleweight for his Glory debut. As a professional, 40 wins with just 6 losses, 32 of those wins coming by way of knockout. At 6 feet 2 inches tall, 1.91 meters, he weighed in at 184 pounds, 83.5 kilograms. Fighting tonight out of Turkey, by way of the Netherlands, please welcome Serkan Özkaglayan. His opponent fights out of the white corner, a mixed martial artist, WKA World Kickboxing Champion, taking gold in the 2013 World Championships. As a professional, 24 wins with 7 losses, 12 of those wins coming by way of knockout. He stands 6 feet 6 inches tall, 1.98 meters, and he weighed in at 185 pounds, 83.7 kilos. Fighting tonight out of the Bay Area of California, USA, please welcome Matt the Butcher Baker. And the referee in charge of this bout, Yusuf Aknik.
Fighters, you know the rules. I want a clear and a fair fight. Obey my commands at all time and protect yourself at all time, okay? Touch gloves if you want. Take a step back.
They don't touch gloves. And Matt Baker, as much as he mean mugs, is a really nice guy.
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, he looks like the one that was a heavyweight before. He looks huge.
Says he spends his spare time fishing for shark and stingray just outside San Francisco, California. Tonight, he's got a big Turkish fighter right in front of him who's fighting at middleweight for the first time after fighting at heavyweight most of his career.
Özkaglayan southpaw, so Matt Baker's probably going to use a lot of good body kicks. But the Turkish is going to come in here and start bombing punches any second.
Baker likes to use his rhythm and range, make them pay if they try to get inside, but Baker
he's rocked.
He got clipped big time. He's staring down at the canvas. He might be ready to go.
He might be out on his feet.
He's still standing. How on earth has he not gone down? He is down. Matt Baker, the Butcher, on his back, but he's getting up.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
It's over. Matt Baker doesn't know what hit him, but we do. It's a man making his debut. Turkey's Serkan Özkaglayan.
He was patient. He waited for the moment, and when it was that time to explode, he let those power punches go.
It's in the family blood. Coming up later tonight, his cousin Gokhan Saki hits the Glory ring, but Matt Baker's walking around asking everybody what happened.
Yeah, that one shot kind of put him out on his feet. You could tell he wasn't there, and at that point, Özkaglayan just came in and started putting, you know, many combinations together, and the way he mixed it up was nasty.
We will have to see that again. Özkaglayan told us he has game-changing power. Just watch what I do Saturday night, and we saw it.
Yeah, and he says, I'm not taking a step backwards. I come forward. He feels he's going to be one of the more exciting fighters, but it was that counter overhand there from the left side, and then came in here in the way he's trying to mix the punches.
Overhand left.
Yeah, and he said that was his favorite punch and his big knockout punch, but what was more impressive, the way he came in, continued to finish, put his punches in combination, changing levels and angles. But at this point, you could already see Baker out on his feet.
The fact that Matt Baker was literally knocked out right here, but still managed, or before that, when the punch grazed him, the fact that he still stood up for 10 minutes and knowing nothing speaks to his toughness.
Yeah, I mean, Turkish fighter is really good with his hands, powerful. I think Baker expected that, but I mean, it ended up coming to that power and landing really early.
Just like you said, Joe, I may be down at middleweight, but I'm bringing the heavyweight power.
Yeah, it looks like it, and I mean, he's really honest with it too. He goes, yeah, I hit hard once, but he goes, what makes me really special is I put 3, 4 of those together, and then that's when you really go out. So that's kind of the example he shows. Cracks you once he has you hurt, he follows it up.
And what an addition to the middleweight division Serkan's going to be. Let's watch this fight back in its entirety. Again, this was Serkan Özkaglayan's Glory debut.
Time. Fight!
Joe, on that replay, I was impressed with the way that Oscar Glyan manipulated his guard with his hand first.
Yeah, I saw that at the end of the last highlights, and I wanted to bring it up. Good thing you caught that. Just moved the guard and smack, got that big finish.
Incredible debut, one of the best, perhaps, Glory has seen in quite some time. We will make it official. You're watching Glory 79. He knocked it down! Jamal bin Sadiq!
I was still a youngster. I made a mistake, got hit, dropped.
The king still reigns supreme.
It's 1-1. I want to fight Rico again.
Boss right now. You know, I'm the king of the jungle. And if he wants it, try and come and get it, baby.
I'm the Goliath, man. I know I can do this.
And we are back inside the Helder Dome as we go inside the ring and Tim Hughes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have an official time of 58 seconds of that very first round. This one ends by knockout for your winner, Serkan Özkaglyan.
Mark Schaff inside the ring with a man who just made a glorious Glory debut.
I'm here with the winner. What a fantastic debut, Serkan. How did it feel to step into the Glory ring for the first time?
Wow, it's an honor to be here. And it feels great, man, but it feels greater to win by a knockout in my Glory debut. And this is just the first match, man. Then, hooligan. I want to thank everybody who support me. SBGM, my corner, Said, Hans Kroon, my physical trainer, and my family, my friends, my mother, my father, my sister, Robbie. I want to thank everybody who showed me the opportunity to fight here. Sorab, also thank you, man. Gökhan Saki, he's gonna fight tonight, and it's a double win for us tonight, man. I want to thank everybody. Hey, boys, Harris!
Well, we're not done yet. We're not done yet, but thank you for a wonderful knockout. Have you seen the knockout? Because we have a screen over there. Talk us through the knockout, man.
Show me the knockout, man. Wow. Amazing. It's an amazing feeling, man. Wow.
Were you surprised that he was still standing after that first punch?
No, it was like wow. Just like this moment, man. Wow. I couldn't believe it. And I did it, man. It's my debut. This is the first fight, but there can be many more, man. Watch this guy, and I'm ready for everybody. Push.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Serkan Özkaglyan.
Joe, I'm sure you remember your debut. What was it, Glory 6?
Yeah, against a Turkish fighter too, but I ended up getting the finish that night.
You stopped the Turk that night. Tonight, the Turk stops the American. What a performance from Serkan Özkugline. Donovan Bisa is the champion of the middleweight division. If you're him and you see that right now, what are you thinking?
Well, I mean, another contender, and I think it's nice to have someone like Serkan here who brings some excitement to the division. But again, already our mind's thinking about those types of fights, man. He's got some work to do still. We can't get too excited, but great debut.
Indeed. Well, still to come later tonight in our featured attraction here on Glory 79 is the return of the Professor. Alim Nabiev fighting out of Azerbaijan. He'll square off against Troy Trouble Jones, who hopes a win tonight will propel him towards the top of the welterweight division. But coming up next, it's the rematch. Russia's Alexei Ulyanov, who was on the wrong side of a tough split decision to Sergey Adamchuk, vows revenge, but can he beat the man who always brings rolling thunder?
When I'm in the ring, it's just business. It's just business. It had nothing to do with punishment or things that happened in the past. I'm just there and I just do what I do best. And it's kick ass.
When the moment is there that I can finish the fight in the first round, I will be there. Or when I see an opening in the first round, I will be there also. But I will take my time. I will take my time. I'm very, very confident about myself that I can fight a full fight with him this time. And I will take my time and I will enjoy this moment. Also inside the ring.
For me, he's already a winner. That he's still here, still fighting and still beating that disease.
Maybe it will be my last fight. So that's why I enjoy every moment that I am here now with you guys talking about kickboxing, because maybe this is the last time. This is how life goes. And
a very emotional Jamal bin Sadiq that we had a chance to speak to yesterday, almost in tears, Joe, when he reflected back on his battle with cancer. He's still here, also some thyroid problems. He's still here, and at the top of his game, a chance to become a world champion.
Yeah, I mean, when you come into the ring, you realize this is nothing compared to the stuff he had to do outside. So I think that's what gives him that, iron mentality that he's known for.
All right, so the fighters for Collision 3 are arriving as I adjust myself. I'm all over. Get this thing out. There is the Mr. Gentleman, the number 2 ranked Benjamin Adegbuyi, Joe. He's just been hovering around the top of the division for so long. This guy wants his spot.
Yeah, Plazabad's just been on a tear. His last fight with Kababas was scary, so he's excited. He wants to get to where the Rebel is, known for his knockout power and his combinations.
And there is the Goliath, Jamal bin Sadiq. I've never seen him this relaxed before, ever.
Yeah, and the champ, more confident than ever. And I mean, for him now, it's all about, I want to break records. I want to get this 10th title defense. He just wants to set the bar high for any of these big up-and-coming fighters.
He's not breaking records anymore,
No.
Joe. He's setting records.
That's right.
He's set almost every Glory record, especially in the heavyweight division. Can he be stopped tonight?
Well, he can be stopped. It's going to be very difficult. From the first fight, we saw that he's susceptible. He got caught a few times in the Badr fight, but what Rico does, he gets up again. He continues to pressure you, battle you down. So I think the key for Rico is going to be like the last one. Put Jamal in the deep waters and then get the finish there, but in those first few rounds, it can go any way.
Yeah, that is our main event for Glory's Collision 3. We're about an hour and 9 minutes away. You can purchase it now on gloryfights.com, a very reasonable price no matter where you are located around the world. Not only do we have the heavyweight championship, but Gokhan Saki is back, Joe. He's been gone for nearly a decade, and he's fighting James McSweeney, who we thought, he's talented enough. But the way he's talking, the training he's done, he thinks he should be the favorite.
Yeah, he's so confident. He's coming in here saying Saki's insecure. He's not putting big performances, man. But I'm like, the Saki I know is forever dangerous, the way he comes in, but that's the battle game. But after that press conference from yesterday, I'm extra excited for this fight.
As for the rest of the card, again, that starts at 2 p.m. Eastern time. It's the return of the one-named wonder, Hamicha, who's #1 ranked in the welterweight division. Joe, no one's lasted more than a round with this guy.
Yeah, he's just vicious. I mean, he's from SB Gym with Badr and all the big boys here. And so for him, I think he just has to go in there and keep doing his thing. I mean, we're talking about him as the next big thing, so he needs to stay focused and keep getting those finishes.
And of course, right out of the gate, Michael Duke, a man who doesn't know what a boring fight is, will square off against John King, who promised to be there punch for punch. But let's hone back in now on that main event. Let's hear now from Rico, who will try and defend his title for a record 10th time tonight.
Talking with Glory, getting different offers from MMA, from Glory, and it's just the question for me that really rose up was like, do I want to be the best MMA fighter? No, not really. So why bother changing? Doesn't make any sense. If you do not feel from your core, from your passion, from your ambition to be the very best at something, you never will. And the only reason why I would jump over is to get some bigger name in a different country. So I get bigger in the US for whatever reason, to get into movies or whatever. Let's just stick what I'm doing now and just be the very best and put out a record that hasn't been done before, being champion for 10 years. Nobody's did that. Nobody did that like I hopefully will accomplish. And I still keep putting out records. 10th title defense, so many unbeaten Glory fights and this and that. That's just for the next generation.
Rico Verhoeven, as always, extremely confident. You can see if indeed he does defend that title for a 10th time. You can purchase and stream Glory Collision 3 live from the Helder-Dome in Arnhem, starting at 2 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on gloryfights.com. And to break down tonight's heavyweight title fight, let's send it back now to Remy Bonjasky and Mark.
Yeah, Remy, let's talk about the title fight tonight. Rico Verhoeven against Jamal Ben-Saddik. What does Rico have to do to keep his belt tonight?
Well, I'm still shaking from second from the fight that I just saw. But Rico, he's a special talent. He's a special fighter. Been there for so long, winning every fight. But Jamal needs to spread his power. He needs to spread his power. We've seen in the second fight that they had, he was like in the first and second round, he was strong, but he needs to spread his power this time, because we know from Rico that his condition, his stamina is great. He's the best with stamina. But Jamal, on the other hand, he has to spread his power, like I said.
Yeah, now I know Mike Passanier wants to let his fighter start slow against Rico. Do you think that's a smart move for Jamal?
I think it's a smart move because Jamal has a lot of power. But if he uses his power too fast, too strong, he's going to end up exhausted. So he needs to spread his power, like I said. But the thing is with Mike says, go on, just fight. But now he changed his tactic, spread your power. Please, I hope he does, so we can see a couple of rounds with strong, heavy fights, heavy punches, and good tactic.
Awesome. We're looking forward to it. Back to you, Todd.
All right, so there you have it, Joe. Quickly for you, your breakdown. What does Jamal Ben-Saddik have to do? What does Rico have to do?
Well, I think Jamal needs to be active with straight punches. I mean, the way you see, Rico come in with a nice high guard, keeping him away with the jab, find up and set up the power. Don't just throw big bombing punches. Set it up with a nice jab, where Rico, it's using that high guard, good defense, and slowly chop away the legs, hit the body, and then as the fight goes on, look for that finish upstairs.
All right, first things first, we turn our attention now to the featherweight division. Sergey Adamchuk has beaten Alexei Ulyanov once, but the Russian vows that it's not going to happen again.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the judges' scorecard. They give us back a split decision.
Oh, nice spinning heel kick. Oh, there it is, rolling thunder, and it connected.
It's very close and technical, like as we predicted.
Your winner, Sergey Adamchuk.
Ulyanov does look upset, and every right to be.
Nice shot there for Ulyanov.
You can see just how technical Ulyanov is.
Oh, spinning back fist from Adamchuk. He's got good movement, good angles, but he can also sit in the pocket and exchange power combination.
Our next bout of the evening is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the featherweight division. A rematch from a controversial split decision between Sergey Adamchuk and Alexei Ulyanov. He battled Petchpanerung for the belt in Utrecht at Glory 75. Here is Sergey Adamchuk.
Sergey Adamchuk, 19 Glory fights. He's the former featherweight champion of the world, won that title way back at Glory 25.
Yeah, and I mean, technician, southpaw, very difficult, and he's a fighter that adapts really well. You're gonna see him sometimes pressuring really well, sometimes moving, really good with his angles. And I think for me, what was really impressive was seeing him at weigh-in. He looks bigger, he looks stronger, and he looks like he's packing on a little bit more power in his punches.
Raised in the cold country of Russia, he returns to avenge that fight 2 years ago here in Arnhem. Please welcome Alexei Ulyanov.
Last time we saw Alexei Ulyanov in Glory, he was riding a 3-fight win streak into that showdown with Adamchuk. He lost on that split decision. But Joe, he thinks he can knock the Ukraine out tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, that last fight really pissed him off because the winner of that fight...
Whoa. Can you say that word?
No.
Phil, our producer, can he say that word on the air? Keep going.
He got upset because the winner of that fight got Petchpanerung. So, I mean, he feels like he's the one that really should have Petchpanerung. So that really got him. But watch for his technical and aspects, but also him being first, he said, is his key.
So here's our tale to take for this featherweight showdown. It's a rematch. Both men in their early 30s. Similar height, similar reach. Alexei Ulyanov with a 3-inch reach advantage. They both weighed in identically at 143 pounds.
Professional experience, the edge going to Sergey Adamchuk with 52 fights. Also knockout power going to Adamchuk, but Ulyanov with over 100 amateur fights, which is really impressive.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we're scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in Glory's featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the black corner. He began his Glory career on a 5-game winning streak. As a professional, 40 wins with just 12 losses, 15 of those wins coming by way of knockout. At 5 feet 8 and 1/2 inches, 1.74 meters, he weighed in at fight time at an even 143 pounds, 64.9 kilos. Fighting tonight out of Ukraine by way of the Netherlands. He is the former featherweight champion of the world. He is Sergey Adamchuk. Here now is his opponent, fighting out of the white corner, a Russian national and Tatneft Cup champion. As a professional, 29 wins, 7 losses, 1 draw, and 7 of those wins coming by way of knockout. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, 1.76 meters, and he weighed in at fight time at an even 143 pounds, 64.9 kilos. Fighting tonight out of Kuzbass, Russia, here is Alexei Ulyanov. The referee in charge of this bout, Atsushi Onari.
Wait up. Okay, this is 3 minutes round, okay? This is Glory rule. Good fight.
Joe, who do you give the edge to in this rematch?
Well, it's a tough one because the first one was so close. Both technical, but I'm going slight edge. I have to say Adamchuk, to be honest with you. I mean, the way he moves, the way he pressures, but if Ulyanov can be first, like he said, I think it's going to be another close one here.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Atsushi Onari is our referee tonight, scheduled for 3 rounds, featherweight division. Adamchuk in the blue and gold colors of Ukraine. As for Ulyanov, he's in the red trunks with white gloves.
Okay. Fight!
Corner yelling, "Be first."
Yeah, I think that when they rewatched that last fight, both wish they were a little bit more active. So you're going to see both of the corners yelling at them to be first. Nice
Good combo there from Sergey.
Very nice.
Ulyanov, every time he sees Joe Valtellini, he's got some homemade whiskey for you. What's that all about?
I don't know. His dad makes it in Kuzbas, so he brings it every show for me, which I appreciate.
It's made from cherries, I believe.
Yeah, cherries, and they're explaining how it's made. Good stuff.
Says save some for me. We'll be drinking it tonight back at the hotel. But it's not going to be easy to beat someone as tactically sound as Adamchuk.
What I'm liking from Ulyanov is his boxing. I mean, the way he's moving, his angling. I think that's one of the biggest improvements I'm seeing right now from him.
Trying to sneak that knee on the inside as well with Ulyanov. Good high kick from Adamchuk. Ulyanov, to his credit, did not put his guard down.
Now, speaking to Ulyanov and his team, you know, most people hate fighting southpaws. They don't want them, and they usually get 1 or 2 in their career. Ulyanov's last 6 fights were against southpaws, so
incredible.
He's used to it now. He's more comfortable with it, so could be another advantage for coming in.
This fight's starting to look a lot like the first one. Extremely close. Strikes landed, strikes thrown.
Just as one guy lands a nice combo, the other lands a nice one back.
Adamchuk known for his rolling thunder at the end of every fight. Maybe you should try it right in the middle.
Yeah, change it up. But Ulyanov being first is working. It's starting to work here in this later part of this first round.
Double knee there from Ulyanov. "15 seconds to go here in round 1. Nice digging to the body there from Adamchuk. Joe, how do you score that first round?
I have no clue. I thought early on in the first round, I thought it was Adamchuk. The second half, I thought Ulyanov. So I'm split. They both took half a round each.
Under an hour to go before Glory Collision 3.
And for Ulyanov, my keys for him is, like we've been mentioning, be first, manage that distance, be long or be in. Don't just stand there. He's got to control that range and be complete, which means use his punch, kicks, and knees. With Adamchuk, it's adaptable. Adaptable means pressure or move. He's got to mix them up. But today, I think it's going to have to be about pressuring and countering back, keep him busy, and use those southpaw tactics. Circle outside or circle inside, but he's got to use those kicks and straights.
And also, if you've been following Glory's social media, you know that later tonight, Badr Hari will be joining me and Joseph Valtellini here ringside for the co-main event and the main event tonight on Collision 3.
I'm excited for that.
You get nervous around him.
I do. He's a big star for me.
You might be an even bigger star by the time the night's over.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I think.
Can't wait to see these open scores from our judges.
I have a feeling they'll be split. Has to be. Or they saw something else we didn't see.
It's hard to get 5 people to agree on anything nowadays.
Yeah, I like Ulyanov circling outside, then he circles inside. That's what fighting a southpaw is all about.
So here we go. The judges' scores, indeed, they were split. 4 giving it to the Russian, 1 to Adamchuk.
Yep, and I think this round is finishing off like that first one where Ulyanov's boxing. And boxing activity mixes in the knees. He's not kicking as much, but the hands are working well. The knees are mixing in.
When you talk about evenly matched opponents, the picture in the dictionary will show these two guys.
Absolutely. I mean, I would still Ulyanov's glory debut was against Pechpanmarung, and it was a close fight, split decision, you know what I mean? So that's why Ulyanov is so, wanting another shot.
You know Pechpanmarung Kiatmukau is somewhere watching this fight, most likely Thailand. Number 3, Ulyanov. Number 7, Adamchuk.
Stop.
Ulyanov wasn't kidding about being first. He's being first almost every exchange.
By the way, 90 landed strikes for Ulyanov, 90 landed strikes for Adamchuk right now.
Adamchuk with a little counter there.
I like the way each corner is cheering for every strike that lands, trying to maybe sway the judges a little bit.
Oh, yeah, you have to.
And Sergey walks right into that right knee.
Yeah, Ulyanov, outside, inside. When he circles to the inside, he likes to mix the knee. Yep, see how he steps inside, throws that knee. But what you see Adamchuk is trying to counter that knee with some big punches. Ulyanov needs to be careful. Set them up, use good timing, which he has been doing really well.
These rounds are so close that if you win the last 10 seconds of the round, you probably win it.
Yeah, could be. I think this was Ulyanov's round. I'm not as torn as the first one. Still close round, definitely, but I just felt like Ulyanov did a little bit more.
As we jump into our fighting profiles, Alexei Ulyanov fighting out of Kuzbass, Russia, which is also the home of the light heavyweight champion, Artem Vahitov. They train together, they work out together, and it's worked out as Ulyanov has won 4 of his last 5.
Sergey Adamchuk with Big Mike in the corner, former Glory featherweight champs, been around, a long time. We've seen him in here many times, and he's one of these guys that he's jumped up to lightweight, featherweight. He's a scrapper, always ready. When he gets the call, he'll take it.
And speaking of the light heavyweight champion, there he is, Joe. Artem Vahitov. The spotlight's always on him. And there he is. The hand is healthy. That's the main thing. Of course, he beats Alex Pereira, to win the title. Round 3 as Adamchuk comes out aggressive, lands a left hook. All 5 giving that one to Ulyanov. So Adamchuk needs a knockdown here in round 3. Joe, how does he get it? Good luck answering that one.
Yeah, it's been tough, but if it's going to happen, I think it's with a counter to the knee. As Ulyanov throws the knee, he catches him with a punch. Ulyanov looks sharp, man. The way he's moving, his angling, his hands are on fire tonight. And I think that's definitely the biggest improvement. The way he uses his hands, the boxing, the way he's setting up the knees, mixes in the round kick, inside, outside.
Stop.
They both look like they were sending an SOS distress signal on a telegraph.
Another thing Ulyanov was working on was getting bigger and stronger.
There's some rolling thunder. We promised, he delivered. Never seems to land, does it?
I think it landed once, and we lost it when he did it. It was one of our most exciting moments.
Well, that is a spectacular technique. If he lands it, it's worth a lot.
That's right.
Ooh, good left, followed by a straight right from Ulyanov, and then a knee.
Look how comfortable. Now he's even switching stances for a moment, playing with the lead hand a little lower, which you really don't see in kickboxing.
When it comes to knees, all one-way traffic. Ulyanov, 16 landed out of 23. And a good one there.
Now he's looking for a guillotine choke.
I feel like Ulyanov's trying to bully him a little bit. Maybe it's working.
Well, I think he's drawing him into things. You notice that Adamczuk's coming forward, and what Ulyanov's doing is just taking little subtle angles, finding the right strikes.
Looks like some blood on the hairline of Ulyanov. He keeps covering it up. Oh, yeah, big cut.
Uh-oh.
Boy, pretty deep.
Deep, but I wouldn't really say bad. Not too bad.
Batting is
Accidental headbutt.
Continue.
They're going to let him go.
Yep, 32 seconds left.
So what happens when you taste your own blood, Joe? Do you surrender, or do you get even more angry?
Well, it depends how it happened. I think with an accidental headbutt, 30 seconds left, I mean, you play it out. Try not to think about it.
Well, you can see Ulyanov continuing to paw at it, and that could spell doom as Adamczuk's coming guns blazing, as he should be.
Not catch.
Ulyanov celebrating already.
Well, he did what he said he was going to do. Yeah. He was first, and he seemingly landed a few more total strikes. But in the end, it's his head that's busted open, and the judges can't help but see that blood.
Yeah. But I think Atsushi was kind of showing the judges that it was a headbutt. We'll see here.
Yep.
Yeah. Better angle here. Oh, he just as the switch sides, the head's clipped. Right, good call, good read by Atsushi Onari to recognize that and tell the judges.
The official decision. When we return, you're watching Glory 79.
I was still a youngster. I made a mistake, got hit, dropped.
The king still reigns supreme.
It's 1-1. I want to fight Rico again.
The boss right now. You know, I'm the king of the jungle. And if he wants it, try and come and get it, baby.
I'm the Goliath, man. I know I can do this.
We welcome you back to the Helder in Arnhem, the Netherlands, as we just wrapped up this pretty tight featherweight showdown. And make sure you check out gloryshop.com for all the new Glory clothing and training gear. It is now available. And here are the highlights from Adamczuk versus Ulyanov.
Yep, close fight again, but it seemed like Ulyanov being first, more active, mixing in his punches to knees, you know, worked well for him. As he predicted, as he planned, it worked. Adamczuk you know, had his moments, came forward, but he just needed to put a little bit more things together. But as the fight continued, Ulyanov with his hands looked smooth, relaxed. The way he mixed levels in those knees was just really impressive. That in and out movement, drawing them in, mixing levels. The Adam Chuck rolling thunder. But we had that cut, 30 seconds left. Just happy that they let this fight go on. It was a nice fight to stop that with 30 seconds left would have been a shame.
Here is the strike count. It was Adam Chuck who led the way on punches, but look at the knees. 22 of 31 for Alexei Ulyanov, but it was Adam Chuck who slightly outlanded in total strikes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout goes the distance, so we go to the judges' scorecard. Here are the totals. They score this bout 30-27 Ulyanov, 29-28 Adam Chuck. And our three remaining judges all have it 30-27 for your winner by split decision, Alexei Ulyanov.
So not a lot of controversy this time, Joe. How do you feel about that decision?
Well, I think it was the right one. I thought he looked good and impressive, and I'm excited to see what's next for Ulyanov.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear what he has to say through an interpreter. He's with Mark Schaaf.
I'm here with your winner, Alexei Ulyanov. Alexei, it was a close match again. What was different than the match before?
Алексей, да, что очень был близкий бой. Какая разница между первым и этим боем?
Я выиграл этот бой.
I just won this fight.
But were you sharper? What was the difference between last time and this one?
Какая была разница между первым боем и этим? Что было разница?
Ну, я пришел сильнее, я пришел лучше. Я вырос за эти 2 года, я не просто стоял на месте. В эту пандемию я тренировался. Я также боксировал на местных чемпионатах. Я вижу, что я развиваюсь. И в скором будущем я заберу пояс.
You know, I just came more stronger. I came, you know, more confident. For sure, I didn't stop my training. During the COVID pandemic, I was training for sure, and I'm going to take a belt.
Now, the last time you two fought each other, the winner got a chance against Patch Punamarun. Is that what you want?
В прошлый раз, когда ты боксировал, и ты точно знал, что победитель будет боксировать за пояс с Кит Макао. Хочешь ли ты этого сейчас?
Yes.
Very short, but very, very convenient.
Хочу сказать спасибо Сереге, что за 2 недели он принял вызов. И хочу сказать в отношении голландских спортсменов 65 килограмм, это просто сачки все.
Very big respect to Sergey because he took this fight just before 2 weeks before the event, and I want to say all other Dutch fighters, they are just, you know, they just out from my fight. So we just try to search who want to fight with me.
Give it up for your winner, Alexei Ulyanov.
Win number 30 for Alexei. 4-3 now in glory as he seeks a world title opportunity. Coming up next here on Glory 79, the professor is back. Alim Nabiev squaring off against the hard-hitting Minnesotan from the United States. He'll give you trouble. It's Troy Jones.
trying to really push the pace.
Combo there from Plazabot. Big shots from Plazabot. Just over 30 minutes to go until Glory's Collision 3. You can purchase and stream it for €19.99, €17.99 British pounds, or in the US, $24.99. Again, exclusively on gloryfights.com. The World Heavyweight title, the return of Gokhan Saki, and Badr Hari will be here ringside. And now we get set for our featured attraction here on Glory 79, Aleem Nabiev and Troy Trouble Jones.
It always means a lot to represent where I'm from, my country, to elevate the level of kickboxing and the recognition that Americans get. It's definitely a big responsibility, at least I see it as a big responsibility to do that.
I want knockout, but look, situation. Only concentration, fight 3 rounds, but если будет возможность, я нокаутирую.
It's always a drive to have when I have kids. Like, I'm not fighting for myself no more. I'm like fighting for a legacy for my kids to look up and see, like, whether they want to be fighters or doctors or lawyers, they know that the possibility of doing something that's impossible is there because they watched their father do it. So that's what I fight for.
Не знаю, как все произойдет, но будем ожидать только победы. Мы настраивались на победу, и мне эта победа нужна очень сильно. И дай бог, победа будет наша. Соперник хороший, не будем недооценивать. Я тоже долго не дрался. И я думаю, что с Божьей помощью победа будет наша.
Professor Nabiev.
He's already beaten 2 former world champions.
Troy Jones. Here comes trouble.
And then a high kick. See you later. Lights out. Troy Trouble Jones.
His tricky style just seems to give people a really difficult time.
Coming out, guns blazing as we expected. Oh, another one. That left hand, I think, hurt him. Couple knees now from the Azerbaijani. Dangerous, dangerous man.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Glory 79 main event is brought to you by Jack's Casino and set for 3 3-minute rounds in the welterweight division. Troy Jones versus Aleem Nabiev. Troy Jones. Here comes trouble.
Dangerous, dangerous man.
Doesn't go out there and just throw wildly. He sets it up really nicely. He's got good power.
Jones coming out, guns blazing as we expected. Oh, another one. That left hand, I think, hurt him. And then a high kick. See you later. Lights out. Troy Trouble Jones. A knockout of the year contender from Troy Trouble Jones.
He vows to deliver trouble tonight in the Netherlands from America's great Midwest. Please welcome Troy Jones.
This is great, man. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Fighting fighting out of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Troy Trouble Jones, 14-2 overall. Joe, and he's won 4 of his 5 fights here in Glory.
Yeah, very technical fighter, sets things up really well, and he's got some good finishes to his ability. I mean, he can box well, kick well, use his knees. He's definitely a complete fighter that can put you out with all of his strikes.
And you saw about 5 different angles of that KO against Casey Green from September 2018 with the knockouts of the year.
Yeah, even coming in, he was knocking people out with elbows and Muay Thai, knees. He's just a good finisher. And what's impressive is how he sets it up. So that's what you want to keep an eye on him.
Aleem, the Professor Nabiev!
He's already beaten former world champions.
His tricky style just seems to give people a really difficult time.
His career resume includes signature wins over Holtzkin, Grunhard, and Doumbé. Here is Aleem Nabiev.
The Professor Aleem Nabiev has truly traveled the world already, mostly for his sport, but also he was born in the Republic of Georgia to parents from Azerbaijan, who then moved to Ukraine, where he spent most of his formative years, then moved to Moscow to begin training, and now he's in the Netherlands training with the same crew that Rico Verhoeven's with.
Yeah, and you can see he kind of stole his walkout, kind of rushing down the ring like that. So he's motivated, he's excited, and he's got some good hops.
Or ups.
Yeah.
Here's our tail of the tape for our featured attraction here on Glory 79. Aleem Nabiev, 27 years old, 6'2". As for Troy Jones, look at that reach advantage, Joe, for Jones, nearly 6 full inches.
With professional experience, big edge going to Nabiev, even who he's fought in Glory, the Holtzkins, the Doumbés, the Gregorians, the Grunhards, so he's got a lot of experience, but Troy Jones has power, and he's got nice calmness to him, so I think he's got a good chance in this fight.
The Glory 79 main event of the evening truly is a battle of East versus West. A hard-nosed fighter from America's Windy City and a wily veteran of the ring from the division's top 10, here and determined to protect his turf against the world's elite. This bout sanctioned by the Fight Sports Organization of Holland, and at the bell, your referee is Edward Strykert. For those with us live inside Helredome here in Arnhem, to Glory fans watching around the world, it's time for Glory! Introducing first, fighting out of the black corner. He's a Pan Am gold medalist and a 12-time U.S. national champion. His professional record, 14 wins with 2 losses, 12 of those 14 wins coming by way of knockout. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, 1.85 meters, and he weighed in at an even 169 pounds, 76.8 kilos. Fighting tonight out of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, by way of Chicago, Illinois, here comes Trouble, Troy Jones. His opponent fighting out of the white corner, a world Muay Thai champion, two-time Russian Grand Prix champion. His professional record, 51 wins with just 8 losses, 21 of those wins by knockout. Standing 6 feet 2 inches tall, 1.88 meters, he too weighed in at fight time at an even 169 pounds, 76.8 kilos. Fighting tonight out of Azerbaijan, ladies and gentlemen, introducing Alim the Professor Nabiev. Once again, your referee in charge of this bout is Edward Strikert.
Okay, guys, listen. 3 rounds of 3 minutes. You know the rules. Any questions? No question. Protect yourselves all the time. Touch gloves if you want.
Here we go, man. Troy Jones with a lot of domestic success over in North America, but how will he do against the elite of the world? He's already fought Myrtle Grunhart. That didn't go well for him. This guy's fighting now almost as good, Joe.
Yep. Well, I mean, he took that Myrtle fight on short notice, so he didn't have a full camp. So here he's a little bit more prepared, but I think Nabiev even trickier than Grunhart. The way he switches his stances, uses his feinting.
You never know what you're going to get with Alim Nabiev. I'd like to say hello to Cedric Doumbé, who I'm sure is watching down in France right now. No love lost between him and Nabiev.
Yep.
Nice start here for Jones.
Yeah, Jones is being patient. He's trying to find that power, use his straight punches. He feels the advantage for him is athleticism.
Good right hand there for Troy.
Maybe he has more power.
Right. Good. Fight.
For those of you watching Glory for the first time, you can catch the leg and throw 1 strike.
Yeah, 1 strike only. Got to drop it immediately. You can see the power difference. If Jones lands, he can put you out.
We've seen him do it before, especially that high kick. Nabiev right now processing all the information. We've seen the greats in boxing do that as well. The Terrence Crawfords of the world, they look into what they're seeing, calculate, and then they come out like gangbusters in the 2nd and 3rd rounds.
Ooh, good right hand by Jones.
There's another one. Buckled the knees a little second for Alim Nabiev.
You can see the technical side of Nabiev. When he's southpaw, he's circling outside. Orthodox, he comes forward. Always feinting before he enters.
Do you try and react if you're fighting someone like Nabiev? Do you try and react to what they do, or do you lead the charge? And a big knee there for Jones.
Yeah, no, for me it's lead, pressure, get inside. Try to let those hands go, put them in combinations. Maybe try to pressure him against the ropes so he can't move, can't switch the stances.
59 pro fights for Nabiev. Jones only 16.
And I already see Troy Jones' right shin busted open. You can see the bleeding on the legs of Nabiev. So maybe from a checked kick or an existing injury. Happens a lot.
Looks like there might be a cut on the bridge of the nose of Nabiev as well. Big right hand counterpunch from Jones, who's having a fantastic opening frame here.
Yep, good snapping straight punches. Ooh.
Stop.
Yeah, technical fight. Great first round so far. Alim Nabiev has got to use his experience. He's been in here with the best. He's got to use his tricks and his feinting to get inside and the stance switching. But he's got to put a little bit more sting and power to try to slow Jones down right now. Troy Jones doing a good job at staying patient, using that range control, trying to use his jab, his straight punches. He's found success with his rear straight, which he's got to keep trying to use when Nabiev's southpaw. And he's got to mix his weapons. His shin's a little banged up, but putting his kicks, punches, and knees together would be a good strategy.
Big gash in the right leg of Troy Jones. Doctor took a look at it, and Jones just kept saying, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. So let's see how often he uses the right leg. Round 2, we'll see our scores from the first momentarily. 4 of the 5 scoring it for the American, 1 giving it to Nabiev.
Yeah, this is where Nabiev swinging now.
And maybe Jones senses some urgency because the doctors took a long look at that cut in his leg.
Yeah, if anything, he'll just box. He's got the tools to mix it up. He got other weapons to use. And I like what he did. He used the right kick, but used the foot instead of the shin. That's experience.
Well, ideally, you don't want to use the foot.
They still hurt. They definitely still hurt. And if you're going to use the low kick to kind of set up your hands to create some changes. Nabiev definitely wanting to stay in the pocket more in the second.
Yeah, I think he realizes he's got to win this second round.
Yeah, he was waiting a little too long in that first.
Straight right hand again for Jones.
Jones is catching him when he's coming in. I mean, even as a counter, he's staying tight and then countering right at the end.
Good left to the gut there for, well, not that he's got a gut, but a shot to the belly from Aleem Nabiev. But Nabiev certainly has been touched more than he figured he would be in the early going.
Jones didn't even flinch from that spinning back.
Oh, and he caught him clean there with the left-handed Nabiev. Jones fighting back, though.
Jones switching stances now.
And look at the hands. 29 landed punches, just 4 for Nabiev. Joe, you're from Canada. North American fighters sometimes get a bad rap over here in the Netherlands.
Yeah, they don't. A lot of times we don't get the respect because we don't have the experience or the big fight leagues. But when we come over, we make some noise. We've had a couple Canadian champions. We've had, Tiffany Van Soest come in there. A lot of big names from the U.S. We're there. We're there. They'll respect us one day.
Well, Jones earning Nabiev's respect so far, although the man from Azerbaijan having a better second round.
Yep, he's pressuring more, going for the win.
Listen, when there's a break, stop.
Fight. Speed up. 20 seconds. Let's go.
Spinning back fist, he's tried that several times in this fight.
Yeah, usually when he creates the space, the exit, he knows Jones is going to come forward, so it's a good strike.
Oh, they both threw bombs and got nothing but air. Let's learn a little bit about each of these fighters. We'll start with Nabiev, the professor who trains out of Super Pro Sports Center Gym here in Holland. Dennis Crowell is the trainer for Nabiev, as well as for Benjamin Adekbouy and for Rico Verhoeven.
Oh, that's a bad one. You could almost see the bone through that. Damn, because even in that round, I saw Troy Jones looking down at it. But his nickname is Trouble, but that shin's in trouble right now. His signature strikes, that cross is landing well. His kicks can't use too well, but he's staying in there, using his hands, and, could have even easily taken that second round as well. But that's a deep cut on that shin.
It really is. They're going to let him go. 3 minutes left. Jones came a long way for this fight, Joe.
Yeah. A split open shin ain't gonna stop him. Come on.
Here we go, third and final round. Feels like it's about a round apiece. We'll soon see the official scores from the judges. Yes, all 5 scoring it for Nabiev. So the fight hangs in the balance here in the final frame.
Yep, that Nabiev pressure paid off. Coming forward, putting punches in combination.
Jones has got to mentally block out that injury. Yeah, good right hand.
He keeps looking down at it every so often. It's tough to do. You're fighting one of the best in the world, and now you have one of your weapons compromised.
Nabiev continuing that head movement. So tough to pin him down. Ooh, that one smacked across the glove. They got the face, but a straight left for Jones. Oh, counter left or counter right again there for Jones. And if you know a fighter's not going to throw a lot of kicks, Joe, how do you take advantage?
Well, you can maybe use feints, kick the leg yourself. You know he's not going to block with that shin, so kind of leaves the leg open for you.
Right hand again for Jones. Nabiev's got him back in the corner. Jones maybe fading a little bit.
And now Nabiev's not giving him a second to breathe. This is the Nabiev we're used to. Hands down, head movement, ankles.
Jones's output has slowed down dramatically. Jones needs to find another gear.
Oh. You can see he likes his right kick, obviously, and not using it is maybe slowing his output down.
Jones a little unsteady. How can, when your bone's about to stick out of your right leg, how do you blame him?
Like right now, the issue is he doesn't have the energy to kind of set things up anymore. In that first round, he was using his jabs, straight punches, but when you lose the energy and your shin's busted up, he's kind of winging big bombing punches, so it's really difficult to land right now. Well, Nabiev's in a flow state.
Well, it's Nabiev's round for sure. 10 seconds to go. Does Jones have one less Hail Mary shot in him? There's a knee. And that will do it. An entertaining contest. Started great for Troy Jones, but then the injury to the right leg changed the complexion, and Nabiev took advantage.
Yeah, Nabiev made the adjustment into that second round, started pressuring. You know, kind of a smart move. He knew that Jones was a power puncher, good knockouts on his record, so first round patient, feel the distance out, and then rounds 2 and 3, that pressure was just a little too much for Jones. But all credit, that shin, man, I'm telling you, it's a big factor.
They'll continue to work on the leg as we await the decision. You'll hear it when we do. You're watching Glory 79.
I was still a youngster. I made a mistake, got hit, dropped.
The king still reigns supreme.
It's 1-1. I want to fight Rico again.
The boss right now. You know, I'm the king of the jungle. And if he wants it, try and come and get it, baby.
I'm the Goliath, man. I know I can do this.
We welcome you back to the Helderdome here in Arnhem. And guess what, Joe? We're going to be back in February the 19th. To be more specific, stay tuned for the fight card and ticket information. All the latest news, as usual, at glorykickboxing.com. But this has quickly become one of our favorite venues in the world.
Yeah, I can't get sick coming here, so the more I see that, the more excited I get. So February 19th, let's do it again.
Here are highlights from our featured bout here at Glory 79.
Yeah, first round, really good for Jones, setting things up, using his straight punches, trying to find the big bomb. But we've seen in that first round that shin started to open up. Didn't affect him as much, but second round, the adjustment came from Nabiev. Started pressuring a little bit more, putting his strikes in combination, power punching, mixing his kicks, and ate some big punches, but was still able to come forward. You know, third round, again, Nabiev, pressure, 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 mixing it up. Jones was trying to find the big counter shot, but Nabiev, as I mentioned at the end of the round, hit a flow state where he was able to move his head, hit, counter, and just have a great performance.
Here are the final statistics, our strike count. Look at the punches, 52 landed for Jones compared to just 15, but the difference for Nabiev was with the legs.
Yeah, and that pressure for sure. Strike by zone. Nabiev was mixing it up really well, but Troy Jones attacked the legs a little bit more, even with the banged up shin. So good fight, both technicians.
Let's go into the ring now, and Tim Hughes.
After 3 rounds of kickboxing, we go to the judges' scorecard. Let's look at the totals from our 5 ringside judges. One judge scores the bout 30-27. The remaining 4 all have it 29-28. A unanimous decision, all for your winner, Alim Nabiev.
Nabiev showing thanks and appreciation to Troy Jones, who will wonder, what if I didn't get that injury?
Yep.
Mark Schaff is with our winner.
Almost. I'm here with your winner, Alim Nabiev. Alim, that was a tough fight. Give us your thoughts on the fight.
Очень тяжелый бой, Алим. Расскажи.
Yes, for me, very difficult fight. I now have 2-3 years no fight. Coronas. 3 times my fight canceled. But I every day training weight my fight. And now 23 October I fight today. Too much training, but 2 years not fight. I think next fight I'm good forma, хорошая форме буду. Inshallah, next fight I'm better.
You received some heavy shots in the first round. How's your nose doing? I see some bleeding.
Ты получил очень сильные удары в первом раунде. Как твой нос, как ты это самое?
Respect my opponent. Very strong fighter. Too much have fight Muay Thai style. I like. Yes, my 2 years no fight. I think I again start training, good training. Next fight I'm better, and again fight.
You need a fight soon. Who do you wanna see? Who do you wanna fight?
For me, no problem. Everything ready. I don't know who give me glory. Opponent, I'm ready. Everything.
Thank you so much. Give it up for your winner, Alim Nabiev.
So that's our final fight on Glory 79, and that means we are just 10 minutes away from Collision 3, one of the biggest pay-per-views in Glory history. Joe, how pumped are you for what we will see tonight on GloryFights.com?
Well, I can't wait. I mean, right away when I heard the return of Gokhan Saki, I got really excited. And even in that press conference, James McSweeney really sold the fight for me. He's confident. You know, watching some of his fights, he's got good head kicks. So I think we're in for a really good fight there. But that heavyweight fight, that trilogy is everything.
That's right. It's 1-1 Jamal Ben Sadiq knocking out Rico Verhoeven in his pro debut. Yeah. And then, of course, losing the rematch a couple of years ago. And here's the rest of that card. 6 fights in all, including the return of Hamicha, who's got 3 wins, 3 first-round KOs. And how about Benjamin Adegbuyi and Antonio Plazibat?
Yeah, that's one that, you know, is going to be really excited. Adegbuyi, nice and long, efficient. Plazibat, just all destruction, all power coming forward. And he's coming, both of these guys are coming off big, impressive wins. You know, Adegbuyi beating Badr Hari, and we just saw Plazibat knock out Tariq Kababes.
Don't sleep on Michael Duke versus John King right out of the gates as well. How about tonight? We'll jump back into our highlights. We start with Stoyan Koplarvinsky and Bruno Gazani.
Yep, the fight was about Gazani trying to close the pressure, get inside, use his hands, but Stoyan looked sharp, mixed his levels really well, and ultimately got his win.
And then the solo knockout we've seen, and what a KO it was.
Yeah, Serkan Asklagayan came out just like a man on a mission, found an early nice, boom, left hand, and then ended up getting the finish, putting his punches in combinations. And then this one here, the featherweight belt, one of the most technical rematches we have seen, and Ulyanov did what he had to do, improved his boxing, was first, created good angles, and good knees down the middle. So Ulyanov's happy now that he got that win back.
So 4 fights down tonight here at the Helder Dome, 6 to go, Joe. And you mentioned Gokhan Saki. All the hype, all the press, all the noise about his return, but James McSweeney, his opponent, sat back a little bit, and then yesterday at the weigh-in, the press conference, came to life and was trash-talking Saki. He thinks he should be the favorite. He says Saki's in no condition to fight someone of his caliber.
Yeah, and I mean, he was making some good points, and I mean, he's a really mental kind of fighter. You can see how much experience he has. McSweeney has fought in every single big organization, recently bare-knuckle fighting and all this stuff, so he's not intimidated at all. So expect him to do some really good things being confident.
Yeah, in the heavyweight division, he feels that Saki should go down to light heavyweight. And yet Saki says, listen, I like to hit the big guys. It makes me happy to see them fall to the ground. He promises a KO victory over that man right there, James McSweeney, tonight. How does he get it, Joe?
Well, Saki is known for inside power and combinations. Once he gets inside, unloads body shots, uppercuts, overhands. He was nicknamed Turkish Tyson for a reason. He's got big bombs in his hands, and when he puts them in combinations, one of his most famous ones against Daniel Geet, an 18-punch combination. The man's, once he gets going, is really hard to stop.
Yeah, we haven't seen him this big in a long time. He's coming off of 2 fights in the UFC, but he says kickboxing is his first love. He has over 100 wins in the sport. How do you expect him to look being away from the sport for so long?
Well, I think this is his love, and even when he fought in the UFC, I mean, he had to make some adjustments, he said, but the main thing he said was that little adjustments I made in that little UFC time is just going to help me be a better kickboxing, managing distance, so we're going to have to see.
Are we crazy, Remy Bonjasky and Mark? We think James McSweeney's got a shot to beat Gokhan Saki tonight.
Well, you never know, and we will see as Glory Collision 3 is approaching. But we're having a blast on Glory 79. It was a great event, huh?
Yeah, it was already, and I'm looking forward to what's coming up next. I heard Todd talking about Gokhan Saki. He's one of my K1 brothers, so I'm really looking forward to that. He's a special guy. He's been knocking out people with his 18-punch combo, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, what stood out for you on Glory 79?
Well, Serkan. He made a fantastic debut. He was knocking people out within 1 minute, so that's a great debut. Yeah, Serkan did it for me.
And what did you think of Troy Jones? Your favorite pick?
Well, it was my favorite pick, but he had a cut on his right leg, and that was unfortunate for him. But, you know, that happens in the sport. Injuries happen. Was unfortunate.
Unfortunate. We're getting ready for Collision 3. Back to you, Todd.
Well, that certainly was unfortunate, but fortunately for us, Joe, we are only 5 minutes away from Glory Collision 3. You can buy it right now on gloryfights.com. Joe, I'm going to put you on the spot. I know you hate this. Who's your pick in our main event tonight and why? Is it Jamal Ben Sadiq or Rico Verhoeven?
Well, if I'm having to pick, I mean, the betting, I'm going to say Rico Verhoeven has the advantage going into it. I think the way he composes himself, the way he knows how to fight in these big fights, I think he's going to be able to, similar to the last fight. My prediction is going to look similar to the last fight. Jamal with big power early, Rico takes over in the later parts of the fight.
You know, there's some questions, I'm not the one questioning, there's some questions about maybe Rico's chin. You saw Badr Hari, when they fought last, drop Rico twice. We've never seen that before. Can Jamal do the same thing?
Yes, he can. He definitely, when he touches you, he can put you out, but Rico gets back up, he gets stronger. And even in that fight, when he got dropped by Badr twice, he started picking up, and it was going to almost maybe turn the other way. So that's who Rico Verhoeven is. He's a fighter. So much on the line for him. We have a stadium full for him, so he's not going to stay down.
And Gokhan Saki in the co-main event making his return to kickboxing after about a 6-year absence. He took this fight on 2 weeks' notice, Joe. That is a lot of pressure to put on yourself when you're someone that fans come to see knock somebody out, not just win.
Yeah, but he's been training at Mike's gym. You know, you had Jamal Ben Sadiq training there, Donaghy Abena, Sergey Adamchuk. So the whole team was pumped. They're moving. They were training really hard. So being in that atmosphere probably made him get in shape really quickly.
All right, let's show you all the fights that you will be seeing tonight on Glory Collision 3, a total of 6. We mentioned our main event and the co-main. 4 other fights as well, which we'll see in just a minute. But do indeed go to gloryfights.com right now. 3 minutes and 20 seconds away. You can purchase it and stream it from anywhere in the world beginning at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. There's your heavyweight championship. The trilogy will be determined tonight. Rico versus Jamal and Gokhan Saki versus James McSweeney is our co-main event. And then 4 other fights, including Hamicha Joe. He's the #1 ranked welterweight in the world. We just really haven't seen him against top-level competition because of injuries, scheduling issues. He's got Samuel Dabili in there tonight. How does he win?
Well, Hamisha's going to be a pressure fighter, get inside, level change, and it's going to be all about power. Dabili's long and awkward, so the Hamisha style is going to work well for him. But there's one fight we haven't really mentioned, and that's Donigi Abena and Masloboyev. That's one that I'm personally invested in.
Yeah, Lithuania's Masloboyev doesn't have a lot of sparring partners, but he refuses to leave Lithuania. He says, I'm staying there. He's very big in the community, loves to help children stay off the street, offers a lot of free volunteer work there, but he says when he gets in the ring tonight, he's the mean guy, and he's going for a KO victory.
Yeah, I think he could be one of the possible next contenders. I mean, Donigi Abena, young, only 23 years old, has already fought Pereira, Vahitov, so I think Masloboyev's in for a tough one, but I think we're going to see a lot more of Masloboyev.
And I tell you what, the fight I'm most excited about has to be Benjamin Adegbuyi versus Antonio Plazibat. We know what Adegbuyi can do. He blasted out Badr Hari. But as for Plazibat, he's 4-1 in Glory, Joe, and his last performance against the Tank was something special.
Yeah, he's on this tear right now, and he's not intimidated. You should see him talking at this conference. He's like, I'll fight anyone. He doesn't care. Opponent switches. He's going in the same style, and that's to knock you out. He looks bigger and stronger than we've ever seen him. He's put on a big, massive size since his last fight, so that may mean more power. So I think he's going to have to get inside against the tall gentleman to see if he can get it done.
And when you talk about power, how about our opening fight on the pay-per-view? It's the return of the Dream Crusher, Michael Dude. He's got to win tonight.
Yeah, he has to win, but he's fighting a John King who's coming off one of the fastest knockouts in Glory, 10 seconds with power punches. So I think this is going to be an exciting one, but if Dude wants to continue to stay and get these big fights, he needs a big win.
So many great questions. There's only one way to get the answers. Buy the pay-per-view now. Go to gloryfights.com. Anywhere in the world, around the world. And you go to gloryfights.com for all of our historical fights, all of our cards in the past, and of course all of our big events going forward. It's Glory Collision 3 coming your way in less than a minute. For the entire Glory kickboxing crew, including Mark Schaff, Remy Bonjasky, and Joseph Altolini, I'm Todd Grisham. We'll see you in 45 seconds. This is Glory Collision 3. Jamal bin Sadiq